Morning, and let's look at the stocks to watch out for in trade this morning. Starting with the numbers, we have a whole host of numbers that came out, starting with Bajaj Auto in the auto space. Overall, when you look at it, margins better than estimates. Realization from exports is something that has overall supported the numbers of the company. Overall, you could say they are above the estimates of what ET now was expecting. So surely keeping focus on that. Moving on, we do have L&T Infotech also, which reported its numbers. Q3 numbers on a quarter-on-quarter basis were beat on all parameters. Strong top line growth mainly was something that was driving the performance. Margin expansion was a key positive. Management also says that there was a best ever quarterly sequential growth since the listing that the company has seen, and they're set to deliver the highest ever year-on-year growth as a publicly listed company as well. So surely keeping focus on L&T Infotech, a very strong set of numbers coming in from the company. Tata Communications too in focus after they reported the Q3 numbers. Weak EBITDA performance is what we're seeing coming in from the company. Flattish revenue growth, subdued revenue growth, mainly owing to the weakness that we saw coming in the voices revenue. Data's revenue also grew the most, at least in the last 5 quarters, but continues to be in the low single digit even though. And overall marginal decline in EBITDA was expected due to the one-off cost benefits that we saw coming in Q2 FY22. Moving on, Mastag, a slightly weak set of numbers coming in from the company. And revenues rupee revenue grew up by around 3% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. EBITDA margins almost flattish, while even profits were up marginally by only 2.4%. Ceat also in focus. The company has actually swinged into a net loss of around 20 crores in Q3 versus a profit the same time last year, and mainly this was hurt by the higher material costs that we saw coming in and other expenses also, which impacted the overall profitability of the company. Revenues also grew actually for the company by 8.6% on a year-on-year basis, so keeping focus on that. Icici Lombard too in focus after its Q3 numbers. We are seeing overall that the company has reported a profit rise of around 1.3%, while when you could see some increased claims and higher costs also coming in, which was slightly keeping the profits a bit subdued. Net premium income rose by around 26.8%, while over other claims also have jumped by 31.5% as well. So surely keep focus on that. Rallis India too in focus, where we've seen the profits actually fall for Q3 and it's down by 13.3% on a year-on-year basis and dragged by higher input costs. Higher input costs is actually something impacting most companies as well. Revenue growth actually seeing a 10% growth in revenue. Raw material cost has jumped. Overall, when you look at the raw material cost, has jumped by 35% as well. So surely impact coming in there. And lastly, CCL Products also reported its numbers. Profits have risen by 24% on a year-on-year basis. Revenues have jumped by 43% as well. So keep focus on that. We have a whole host of earnings coming out today. HUL, Asian Paints, Bajaj, Finserv. Keep an eye out on all these stocks as well.